I've been joined by the one and only Protex, who is going to be stepping in for Mr. Challenger. Now, Protex, you've been watching this final with eager anticipation. Why don't you tell me with whom you are hedging your bets right now?
I think I'm going to be really awkward, Stuart, and I'm going to say I'm going to sit on the fence for the second map. I know that xoxo are well known for their Inferno results, and certainly after the showing in the first map, they need to pick it up and roll through if they want to win this one. Obviously, coming off the back of the second place of Slap Plan, they should be pretty confident, and the interview that I did with them beforehand, before this final, you know, they were looking at winning this quite comfortably.
Give us the plug. Come on, where can we read that interview?
You want the plug? www.bgamer.co.uk. So it's a new portal from B Broadband, trying to cater to their existing broadband subscribers and the wider gaming audience as a whole.
Well, there you go. Fantastic plug with a tagline. What more could you ask for? There you go. Please the boss. Now we're going to start this second half knowing that xoxo have lost that first map on Inferno. On Nuke. We move on to Inferno, and we're going to get the restarts here for the pistol round. Or is this going to be the knife?
We'll have to wait and see.
We will. Nope, start money change, so we are going to be on a pistol round. And you'll know perhaps more for 1.6 than you are Source, but explain this map to anyone who's perhaps not seen Counter-Strike before out there in the audience. What's the difference between this and Nuke?
Well, Nuke takes place in, well, essentially a sort of a factory area, whereas this takes place in sort of city streets. You've got, again, 2 bomb sites, funnily enough, named A and B, just like on Nuke. But in terms of strategy, you've got a long passageway that leads up to one of the bomb sites that's referred to as Banana. And then you've got a central middle corridor, as you know, the guys are sort of hanging around at the bottom of here. You've got ways through one of the houses. Again, city area, stands to reason, really. And in terms of strategies, it's generally a case of you do a lot of fakes on this map. You know, you try and cause a distraction, possibly going up Banana to the A site, and then rotate back round towards B, or you go through the halls towards B, and then, you know, vice versa.
And xoxo are going to win that first round, exactly what the doctor ordered for them. They need to win this and a heck of a lot more to take this one back. We could go to a 3-mapper here in the grand final.
That'll be interesting to see.
Would be. Is this your first commentary experience?
I've done it once or twice in the past, but again, that was for 1.6 many years ago. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, shall we?
We'll save you from the play-by-play. We'll just be picking on your expert knowledge. That is Phil Ride, a.k.a. Protex. On a Friday night. It's got a different name completely.
Yeah, thanks for that. We'll keep that one quiet.
Here we go, moving forward with xoxo as they have the weapons. You can see that Verygames are running up the right-hand side as they have all players together. They know that they've been spotted, and they know that they've been massacred because Rightly and Xe have picked up 2 quick frags. RPK gets 2 back, doing his job, but has gone down to Auga, who had a fantastic first map for xoxo, and they win that pistol round and convert it.
Well, second round.
And convert it into the second round.
Yeah, okay.
And now they will look to do it one more time, as I don't believe xoxo will be buying on this one. No, they haven't, having only got those 2 frags on the board in all 2 rounds and no bombs down. And now we'll be without weapons once more, as Verygames will make their way through. Flash comes over the top, as we now have Smith looking to make something happen for Verygames as he launches way over the middle. The rest of his teammates haven't gone this way. He is a distraction. He is a Trojan horse through the middle for Verygames as they look to bait out xoxo, but it's not happening for them here as KRL goes down on the left. And it will be Auga to pick up the first one. Xe goes down here. Rightly comes in with 1. Auga gets the second, and that'll be that for xoxo. 3 quick rounds on the board, and they need to clean this one up. And now this first buy round, oh so crucial. Tell me about it.
Well, after you've done the pistol, generally, if you lose the pistol round, you obviously eco twice to try and get some cash in the bank that you can buy weapons with. Again, the 4th round is regarded as the first gun round, where you know both teams can buy effective weapons, armor, grenades, you know, the whole shebang, as it were. And obviously, if you win the 4th, that puts you in a strong position for the 5th and 6th. If you lose, chances are you'll have to go back to pistols and start all over again.
Here we go with Verygames, knowing that importance oh so well as they move up the banana walkway. That is what we're on right now. towards the entrance to that A site. Or small site, if you're a 1.6 man. It's not quite so small anymore.
No. And there's a fountain. Who put that in?
You did. Here we go. Verygames will make their way through. Grenade pinged off there by Rightme as xoxo will nade across. And Rightme's going to get called into action right now. Opens up the fragging with one, and XE comes in with a second as KRL goes down. Suddenly xoxo look to clean out this Verygames assault with a third frag, and RPK is one of only 2 men left up. He does have the bomb, and he is going to make his way into the hay barrels now. As he pushes towards this B site, walks onto the end of a bullet, and xoxo pick up a clean 5 frag round. And, well, that's not what Verygames were looking for.
Well, no, I mean, that's it. As I just said, this will put them, again, on the back foot. Be strapped for cash. Going to have to, as they're looking like they're doing, they'll go for Desert Eagle, so slightly better pistol. But it's going to be tough for them. And certainly, you know, if they lose this as well, there'll be another round, strapped for cash, back to square one, really.
Here we go. They make their way up the banana walkway with intent, but they get mopped up by a double grenade from Fetish. And Smith and Rednam are the ones. Fetish gets himself the third. Oh, say goodbye to 4 players. This for the ace. He gets it. Fantastic work from Fetish. All right, it was a Deagle safe ace, but they all count, and that'll certainly be in his frag movie. And he cleans out the Verygames assault. That's 5 rounds down already. Now, on that last map, Nuke, we talked about biases for CTs, but most certainly. What would your map bias be on Inferno?
I think it's pretty difficult. I mean, with the amount of strategies that you can employ on Inferno, and from experience playing it, it's reasonably even. I mean, the number of fakes that you can do, the access points to the bomb sites, it can go either way. I mean, a lot of it comes down to who you've got in terms of your teammates backing you up and the positions that you initially take.
Well, certainly, and now Verygames need to make something happen for themselves here as they are in a bye round, but they've lost the opening frag. Fetish gets himself the kill before going down at the hands of Regnam. On assumption based on where Fetish was last round, you guess he'd be at the A site. And that may allow Regnam to do some damage for Verygames in terms of distracting this defense as they dart their way around the corner on board with Mate as he makes his way through. Pushes across, looking to shoot in towards that library. RPK gets himself a frag. Jimmy goes down. xoxo now need to stop the rot, if you will. There's 2 quick frags come courtesy of xoxo now as they dart back round. Bomb planted in that A site. AWP shot missed by KRL. A shake of the head from Protex, knowing that he had to land that one if he was to suffocate this incoming bomb site recovery. He's now looking to the right where someone certainly is. As you can see on the top, lands his second shot. It's Auger that goes down. Verygames with Regnam picking up the frag onto 1, and KRL through the smoke cleaning out. And xoxo dispatched of quite impeccably. And that's that first round on the board for Verygames.
It's certainly good work, and now they need to, you know, try and build up some momentum. They've got some cash, still got the weapons from last rounds. If they can take this next round, possibly the one after, again, they put themselves in with a shout of, you know, picking up a good number of rounds in this half and going through into the defensive side.
Verygames will need, and I'm not sure
that wasn't intended, I don't think.
Smokes out the middle. That may allow his AWP to go forward somewhat, and he will push along up the banana walkway, AWPing as he goes. Verygames sit themselves off, looking to pick off these xoxo players who are all dressed up and ready to go weapon-wise. And xoxo must now deal with this incoming assault, which has been naded out and boosted up, and Verygames now will make their way up and towards the house. Nade comes across, that clears the way for KRL, and they clear every nook, every cranny, and now look to make their way through with KRL. He has one pushing through. He thinks not going to happen for him.
He's just toying with them, really.
He really is, throwing as many fakes as he can. KRL is ready to move as he goes out and toward the smoke. He's got one to his left as his teammate. He's going to have one coming from under the archway. They move across. It's going to be Jimmy and Rightme who open up the fraggings for xoxo. Fantastic work from the pair of them. 2 kills each, and that leaves just one. It was Smith's, and he wasn't up for much longer. Verygames, for all their huffing and their puffing, they certainly couldn't blow that house down.
Certainly. I mean, it's one of those things. You have 2v1 situations there. Arch towards, is it B? Really, in those situations, you need to make sure that you take the guy down. They both stood there. And what can I say, atrocious play, realistically. You know, if you're trying to get into a site, you need to make sure that you take out the first man that spots you so that you can get in.
Most definitely, and now Verygames are down onto another save. They are weaponless in terms of SMGs. They have got themselves 4 Deagles on this assault. Right Me opens up the first frag. KRL goes down, and XO will lose not 1, but 2, but 3 players as Regnam and RPK go to work on XO. And suddenly, Verygames have got themselves a bomb down, and what was a shocking previous round is suddenly turned to have a silver lining on it. As
well, we'll have to wait and see on that one.
They've got money in the bank regardless. Smith gets himself the frag onto Jimmy, and there's now just one person left up. It's Fetish, Fetish is fragging. He's going to get himself an AWP and get out of there, and will return down the middle, and that'll be 6-2 on the scoreboard, and that will be XO looking very positive at the scoreboard right now, but we'll look at this and say it should be 7-1, and it's not. No excuse for losing a Deagle round?
Hard to say, really. I mean, again,
come off that fence.
It's one of those random games that anything can happen, and certainly the Deagle in Counter-Strike Source compared to 1.6 is the most random weapon I've ever seen. I can stand there, you know, on Dust 2 and shoot from the bottom in the pits, long A, and kill somebody quite nicely.
I can hear the flame on Cadric now.
I'm all for it. Do it. I'm not going to respond.
Oh, you will. Hey, he's got a fake account on there. It's called Goody. Here we go. KRL pushing up for Verygames as he's the only man going up through the middle. He may be able to flank his opponent's route now. Oh, Right Me dispatches of him fantastically. The rest of the players now make their way through the banana walkway and up towards that A side. It's going to be Smith pushing in towards the site. RPK's grenade is cleaned out. Fetish, the sole survivor from the last round. And now bomb planted. Right Me comes through as they make their way through the ruins and around the right-hand side of that site. Mate's got the first frag onto Right Me. There's still one more there who he knows he has to clean out. Hops across. Ooh, will escape here. Flashed out. Firing shots for Love No Money as Exy comes in with a kill onto Smith. Jimmy's point-blank AWP comes in with a kill. And now they will get this defuse with Exy. And that will be XO getting themselves another round on the board. 7-2 the score.
Well, that's it. I mean, said they were very strong on Inferno, and they're proving it so far. Just have to see whether Verygames can come back.
Verygames are being asked a lot of questions here on their assault. They've tried going both A and B many times to different splits. And other than 2 rounds, anomalous rounds you could almost say, they haven't looked comfortable. They haven't made this expensive. If you look at the scoreboard, their fragging is a good half of their opponents. It could and perhaps should be a bit closer here from Verygames. 9 rounds down. Right Me opens up the fragging here in the 10th. And XO, desperate to take this to a third map, know that second place, there's no prizes for losers in the Eurokrieg, brought to you in association with B Broadband as Jimmy opens up with the AWP. And XO are 2 frags to the good, make that 3 augers. AWP comes in, and that's a double AWP defense we're seeing from XO now. Jimmy watching one-sided. The remaining Verygames players will make their way in towards the A site. It's going to be Regnam who pushes in for them to begin with, but as we come out of that flash, we know there's not as many left up as they've taken some damage. There's certainly one in the ruins of this site to the left, which RPK is looking for. He pushes on. Regnam gets the frag. It's Fetish that goes down, and now Verygames may have themselves an opening. XO have backed the wrong horse, if you will, bomb site-wise, and Right Me's going to make his way through. And so Regnam is down and out. RPK has a bomb, and that's all he's got left for company right now, with 2 players coming his way.
AK and 100 health, that's quite reasonable.
1 on 2, and here we go. He'll go down at the first hurdle as Right Me picks him up, and they did that right, as they came in point blank at him, 2 on 1, knowing that he wasn't going to take them both down if they were both coming at him at the same time, and they got the round. Bomb defused, XO 8-2, and the Danes are looking good here.
Yeah, I mean, it's 8-2, what can you say? So far, it's not even looking close, and if we break down most of the rounds as well, Verygames have sort of gone in almost as a disjointed unit. You know, the play from XOXO, teamwork's been there, they've been backing each other up, they've been going in pairs, and you know, that's what you need. You get those kills by working together.
This one they certainly do. And here we go. Out comes X, coming up with his first frag at Smith, so goes down, looks to get the second. Delightful stuff from the Danes as there is now KRL to push along. Rightly gets himself a frag onto RPK. KRL dispatched up in the sight. And XO get themselves another Eagle round without loss. 9-2 the score. And there are, what, 4 rounds left in this half. And XO look on form to take them all, and this could make this map very, very quick.
Well, that's it. I mean, if they go through, win another couple of rounds, go into the second half, manage to take the pistol, yeah, it could be over very quickly. And then we'll see the third map where it's still everything to play for because, you know, level playing field, as it were.
Most certainly, and XO must be making sure they keep their concentration up here to pick up this round. Well, pick up as many rounds as half as their play has warranted. They have been in the ascendancy from the word go. And a French side that caused them all sorts of problems on Nuke are not doing so here on Inferno.
That's it. It's going to make Dust 2 very interesting. You know, if one team has dominated a map each, how's he going to look for the third?
We'll find out at the beauty of the best of 3.
Have you got any predictions for the winner then, Stu? You're asking me to get off the fence.
I think XO will take it. There you go, I'm off the fence.
Yeah, that's good. We'll have to wait and see then what happens.
I think they've had the harder route here, playing Mint, playing Crack Clam.
That's it. They said that the hardest game that they played so far was against Crack Clan, 2-1 scoreline in terms of maps. All the others have been a 2-0, so...
Verygames will push in towards the site now, massacred by Right Me and Fetish. Xe has gone down, but that doesn't leave Verygames with much left. The only man standing is Maiden. He's gone down, and XO picked themselves up the 10th round, 10-2 the score. It should force a save. It does force a save. Not even a deagle this time from Verygames, and that means they're going to go all guns blazing into the penultimate round. But this one should be another one to XO. That'll take them up to 11. And they'll be thinking 13 is very much within their grasp. As Jimmy's Orb opens up the fragging, Regnam goes down. Now pushing in towards the A site will be... Oh, another flash comes in. And it's not looking so good for Verygames. Jimmy's Orb comes in with 1. Fetish gets another. And Verygames are falling like flies. And this gives us an 11-2 scoreline. 2 rounds left in the half. Verygames need both of them.
They do indeed, and it's going to be interesting to see how much money they've all got. You know, do they buy this one and hope they can win it to be able to buy for the final, or do they try and save? Or it looks...
I think that full save in the last one may if they lose this, it will at least give them the Galils on the next round, or maybe a pea shooter or 2.
Just throw stones and hope it works.
Yeah, there's some big plant pots on this map. Jimmy comes up with a frag onto Smith. Verygames, the French side, are in trouble here. We're going to... Well, not to pre-call this one, but I think Dust 2 is a very, very fond possibility here as Fetish pushed up, got himself the first frag. If you're going to do that, you perhaps need more than one as RPK goes down. Goes down and gets that frag onto Fetish. Only 3 players left up for Verygames now. And with Fetish pushed along there and going down, they know that their opponent is assuming there's a banana walkway rush. They're not going to go for that, though, as the 3 players that are up converge on the middle of the map. Oh, bye-bye KRL. Orp shot from Auger cleans him out. Mate's the last man up. Bounces away from that flash. He's chasing out this frag here onto Auger. Gets it. Not sure what Auger thought was happening there. Xe's going to push around the Mac, though. Sure would be able to get this kill, but Mate's coming through the middle, and Verygames are quickly darting through the arches and the ruins here. Jimmy gets himself that frag, and it leaves RPK, a lone soldier once more for Verygames, coming from behind, will make his way in over the HG that's just gone off, pushes along with 65 points of health and gets shut down. We're going into a last round knowing that a pistol round conversion could be enough for XO.
Yep, I mean, XO have got plenty of cash. I mean, they're raring to go. They'll want to get straight into the second half if they can win this last rounds and pretty much roll straight into the third to keep that momentum going and hopefully take home the overall victory.
Here we go. 3 men four men pushing up. Alt shot from Eurokrieg is exactly what the Danes wanted. KRL downed and out for EXO, and they know now as they push in towards this uncovered site, it's going to be Jimmy and Fetish mopping up the French here. RPK answers up. There are only two left up. Make that one. Jimmy may go down, but he knows he's done his job. He's got himself the final frag. It's Orca that comes in and gets it. EXO 13, Verygames 2. Did you see that one at the start of the half?
I think it was going to be a lot closer than that. I mean, XO, yes, good performers on Inferno, but you know, from the level that the teams are playing at, you know, the card red ranking that they've got, pretty much next to each other. I think it's 3rd and 4th currently, something like that. You know, you'd expect most of the matches to be quite close, but that was almost a complete wipeout.
Well, we're going into the second half here in just a moment. You're live from London in the sports bar here with the Eurokrieg Grand Finals, brought to you in association with Be There. We give gamers an advantage. My name is Touchpad and I'm joined by Protex. Those are gaming names, of course. And we have ourselves two players, the second half ready to go here, in fact. And the match is live. Away we go on the pistols. Verygames.
They need this. I mean, nothing else will do.
Are in very much a lot of trouble. Oh.
I like what you did there. Well done.
Did you see that? Did you see that? I took the Very and I used it elsewhere. I bet no one's done that before.
No.
Here we go. Shots rattled off from EXO. Verygames sit poised.
Crouching target, do you reckon?
Well, is there a hidden dragon?
Who knows?
EXO are in a fantastic position, but it can be. But they know that they can expedite their way into the final map here. They know that they can go into that with confidence sky high. Nades flying across. EXO push along. It's going to be Jimmy to lead the assault for them as they go in towards that A site. Flashed, recovers, frags. One down though for his team as well as he makes his way through. Verygames have got themselves a second frag. Mate gets himself in. It's Fetish that goes down. We are at a 4-on-3 here in favor of the French. Jimmy doesn't have the bomb carrier with him, but he does have reinforcements. Rightme's got himself a kill. We're at 3-on-3. Oh, so crucial now as Rightme pushes along. Because he got that frag, they haven't bought the bait on their small site. As Rightme will fire on in towards the hay barrels. Doesn't get the kill. They had to land that if he was going to go for it. Poor play, but they will take this bomb along. KRL pushes along. Auger in. Jimmy get the frags. EXO are homing in now. Just RPK to stop them. 1-on-2. Both players low HP. There's the first bomb down. Got to get this frag. And RPK doesn't. Auger wins it for EXO and potentially wins this match with a 13-2 halftime score. It quickly becomes 14. And they should close this one out now.
That's it. I mean, Verygames, realistically, well, I'd almost say that they have to go for the Deagles, because if they don't, they're going to struggle to come back into this, and it is going to go to Dust 2 straight away.
We did see one pistol round conversion intercepted on that first half, in that first map, sorry. But you know, I can't see it happening here. I can't see EXO doing anything other than taking this one and taking us to that third map. Verygames set themselves up. Oh, Deagles in hand. Galil out for one of them. AK's out, and Rightme picks up the frags, and EXO are going to work here as they clear up this Verygames side. There's only 2 left up for them as Verygames push along. We're going to match point as Fetish gets the frag onto RPK. KRL and Regnam, the last 2 up. Regnam not going down without a fight with a frag onto Auger, and KRL will back him up. Flash comes in. Regnam is still on 35 points of health. He's got one around the corner. The bomb is slowly making its way his way. Regnam now down to 13. Just will not die on that 2 points of health. Goes in, goes down finally. KRL makes his way through. And now it's he versus the bomb and an armada of angry Danes. Gets himself a weapon, gives himself a fighting chance. He's going to go for this, has to go for it, otherwise it's match point. But he's going to get himself out of there to take that weapon into the next round. Perhaps the safe move, because he wasn't going to get a 1-on-3 with 31 points of health. And Verygames are going to win. EXO are going to win this round. They're going to take it to 15. And Phil, for EXO, the momentum going into that second half, they're going to want to start that map instantly.
Oh, certainly. I mean, this is it. It's one of those things, you know, a lot of gamers don't often appreciate it, but the psychological part of playing, you know, if you can get that momentum going, roll in, full of confidence, it can certainly play a big part in the outcome of a game.
How does it feel to be on the end of this, though? How does it feel to be a loser of such quick proportions?
Well, as a loser, and playing at this high level, you've got to be able to pick yourself up. I mean, you know, they know that they won the first map Nuke quite comfortably. Okay, yes, they've not done that well on Inferno, but just to, again, generally regarded as quite even, random, whatever you want to call it, because a lot of teams play it as a sort of a standard map, mixes or otherwise.
Here we go. Verygames have got themselves some frags on the board. Make that 3 frags before XC comes to work and suddenly levels the playing field with a double headshot. He's got now one teammate, but both players are low on health. Mates gets himself the first onto right me, and now we have just one. It's XC. He's going to have to pick up an astounding ace if he's to win this one for EXO. And that will suddenly spark life into the French fans.
Well, that's it. I mean, they'll probably be shouting on vent to each other, you know, if they win this round. It'll be a case of, you know, gear ourselves up. Come on, we're not out of this yet. And see if they can kick on and carry it through, get some more rounds and go from there.
Lovely frag coming in from XC. He's going to get the bomb down ASAP. That'll put money in the bank for the next round, which is important as they'll need to buy, knowing that their opponents will certainly do so. 11 points of health and down. 3 and out for Verygames. And, sorry, for XC. And EXO get the round. Verygames get the round. I'll stutter and stir as best I can and ruin this for you. It is now a scoreline of 15 rounds to 3, and that makes it a still uphill struggle.
Oh, yeah, still an uphill struggle, but, I mean, we've seen it countless times before. This could be the start of a turnaround.
Do you believe it is?
I am going to sit on the fence on this one again, I'm afraid.
You're not even going to... You've got a 15 to 3 scoreline, and you can't come off the fence to say that EXO are going to take it regardless.
I've seen worse things happen in 1.6, and teams come back from worse than this, turn it round, possibly force an overtime, and win the whole thing.
Your teams?
I'll probably say not.
Verygames get themselves 2, 3, 4, 5 frags, and they clean out an EXO attack that I don't think had bought. And now will, for them, they can bide their time. They can simply say, look, we need to save, we need to make sure that when we go into this round and finish this job off, we're fully kitted up, which they are right now. Yeah, I mean, that's it. They're stood almost on the finishing line for this map. It just needs that one step over, and then we move on. They're just sat there waiting. Put Phil out of his misery. He wants that third map now. He's so excited. He's on the edge of his seat, as I'm sure many of you are at home. And here we go. EXO will nade over. Ready to push through. Jimmy's going to make his way in. Up the banana they will nerdle, if you will. With Rightme ready to nade up towards the top. Toward that balcony. He's got one for company near him as well, who's just down to the left. They are set up and ready to rock and or roll. And they lie in wait. Jimmy gets himself the first frag. RPK goes down and Verygames are 4 frags away from defeat here in the second map. It will be Smith to pull things back as Auger hits the deck. EXO resilient here, but Regnam and Verygames.
The bomb's still at B.
Ooh. And here we go. Fetish gets himself a kill before Mato comes in. Rightme's gone down. Fetish is going to have to guard his way up as he gets himself the kill onto Mate. Now we'll go in and look to put that bomb down. No, here's something to the contrary. He's in a 1-on-2 as he has to save this round for EXO. Looks to take it the other way, perhaps. Was that a fake of his own? Now we'll go through. Bomb out. Has to go with his weapon out, surely. As he's got one coming towards him, he can hear them. Clock starting to play. He's not going to get this one. Oh, almost. And the target is saved, and EXO are going nowhere just yet. They can't finish off this round for them. And well, it's so good that you're sitting on that fence, because otherwise, EXO may have proved you wrong.
Well, that's it. I mean, hates to be proven wrong. Yeah, I'll sit on the fence and go for a 15-0 and take it to overtime. Just to try and make things interesting.
Now. You've come off the fence. You've said it's going to be 15-all. So we've got a prediction out of you.
It's experience.
Regnam goes to work. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and that's beautiful work from Verygames, taking themselves up 5 frags. Xoxo lushed away. And know that they saved out. And now we'll look to buy on this one and have another bite of that cherry. Have another match point. Why not? You had 14 of them. And now just a mere 12. As, they now look to pick this one up. In fact, it's 11.
I'm not even going to question your maths. It's too late in the evening for that.
We've had too many of those vodka Red Bulls.
No, not yet. Still time.
Jimmy comes in with a kill. Xoxo get themselves on the board. Just what they needed as they look to finish off the job for Verygames. Here we go with Exy coming along. KRL goes down. Verygames in trouble here. 3 frags away from defeat on the second map. We'd be going to a third to decide this one. And Xoxo sit and wait. This is a game of chess as much as it is a game of Counter-Strike. And when you're sat in these positions of waiting, looking to bait out your opponent, looking to force their hand, looking to make something happen for them. Jimmy fires a few shots off at the A site, but is being chased out behind him as they spy that there's going to be a 5-man push coming here in towards this B site where Smiths lies in wait with his AWP. He's going to have reinforcements coming his way for Verygames any second now, but he's going to be flashed out. Rattles off an AWP shot and a half here. Regnam goes to work. Exy gets himself the kill on the Smiths. Bomb goes down courtesy of Fetish. Gets himself the frag. This could be the map. It will be if they can find Regnam, who rattles off shot after shot. That is the map. And that will be round 2. Yes, waiting on the good games there. Round 2 Xoxo. We're going to take a brief intermission here because it's going to take a few minutes for them to get set up for the next map, and I'm sure both these two teams are going to want an intermission, a half-time, if you will. What will they be saying at this point, Phil? I mean, someone's going to grab this team by the scruff of the neck and say, look, we're throwing this away.
Well, certainly. I mean, Verygames have to pick themselves up now. As I said, strong start on Nuke. Did really well there. Come into Inferno. I'd say they'd be very disappointed with that performance. But, it's a case of talking about it and saying, we're not out of this yet. We can pick ourselves up. What do we need to do? Let's work together. Let's, use what we've practiced and go in all guns blazing. XOXO, on the other hand, again, they'll have the confidence now. They'll try and keep the momentum going into Dust 2 and hope that they can just continue rolling through Verygames.
One map decides £5,000, courtesy of Be There. It's the Eurokrieg finals. We will be right back.